free. So most of the things that we see, most of these accounts and these platforms that we utilize, yeah, push it a little bit, break them, get suspended, like I think so many of us play in fear throughout so much of our lives, and you cannot be fearful as an entrepreneur. You just getting that account suspended. I'm never afraid, by the way, to get an account suspended by another platform. I'm going to utilize the platform as smart as I personally can and what can line my pocketbooks as best as I can. I give no shits about Google, by the way. I give no shits about Facebook. Trust me, they're rich. They're making plenty of money. I don't need to play by some terms of service that they came up with. Right? They're some of the dirtiest players in the game. Google is so dirty. What they're doing right now with search and suppressing information is dirty. If you guys don't know anything about it, you should see some of these videos of what Google does to manipulate our minds from searching and suggested search. It's insane. So I give no shits about playing by the rules that some executive sets up on them. If they suspend my Gmail account, okay, whatever. Like if I send, that's when some people will do cold email and they'll send a lot of emails from their Gmail, and some people have had their Gmail suspended. Whatever, go get a new one. They're free. So most of the things that we see, most of these accounts and these platforms that we utilize, yeah, push it a little bit. Break them. Get suspended. I think so many of us play in fear throughout so much of our lives, and you cannot be fearful as an entrepreneur. You just can't. You got to be fearless as an entrepreneur. And I think a lot of us, we get so worried, like, oh my gosh, what if this happens? Like, who freaking cares, right? Try to break the platforms. Try to push the envelope. Try to, play outside the lines a little bit, right? But I think too many of us, we got to get out of this mode of just fear. Fear will dominate you and control you if you don't overcome it. If you're not willing to get on top of it and see what it looks like to break something. I think a lot of you guys have heard me in the past talk about some of the backlinking things I've tried. I've literally tried to get my sites slapped by Google. I haven't been able to personally pull it off. I'm not saying that it can't happen. But I think a lot of us were so fearful of, how far do I need to spread out my backlinks or this or that? I don't want to get in trouble. It's like, try to get in trouble, guys. If you're not trying to get in trouble a little bit, meaning you're not pushing the envelope here and there, you're not playing to your full potential. You're playing it too safe. You got to start playing it a little bit more in the gray area. You got to be pushing the envelope a little bit more in business. Trust me, you'll learn a lot from it. You'll start seeing areas of your business where, in the past, you were playing at 10% of your real abilities. And I know for a fact, that's probably one of the things. This weekend we were having some conversations, and we kind of do this thing where we're basically asking each other questions. And like one of the questions was, what's your biggest regret in life? And I go to a lot of business stuff is where I come, I start thinking. And I know that there was a point in my career in this business where I let other circumstances control me, and I played much of my business too soft. And so I look back at some of the wasted time I had by being fearful of moves I should have been making. And so I play business and life a lot differently now, learning from those experiences. So I want to pass those things on to you. I think that's good, really good advice for a lot of us that have maybe grown up and been dominated and controlled by so much fear of every move. I see people that join this program, and they want to know what everyone else is doing. They want to know what's the niches you got into. And I understand we're just trying to gather as much knowledge as possible. But guys, be okay with making a decision and it not going perfectly as planned.